Shout out to LTTV.
Shout out to LTTV.
Shout out to brother LTTV.
Shout out to LTTV.
Shout out to LTTV.
Shout out to LTTV.
Shout out to brother LTTV.
Shout out to LTTV.
That's why when like Pearl coming up and other these other women, it is happening. Things ebbs and flows. Democrat, Republican. It ebbs and flows.
Yeah, you funny, nigga.
Okay, so you seriously think, because here's the thing, bro.
Hey,
Dude, no, don't worry about Fresh right now. My thing is this. You're saying what should happen in a dream world.
you just lack the confidence to enact influence over time. That's what it is.
Nigga use fucking Pearl as an example. Get the fuck out of here.
Bruh.
Like, no offense to Pearl, but bro, she's an entrepreneur. She is literally the embodiment of what feminism wants. A successful female. She's strong and independent, making her own money, whatever. I get it. She's telling people, yo, be traditionally conservative, blah, blah, blah.
Bro, but if Pearl had OnlyFans, he'll pay for it. Deadass. Deadass, bro. He'll pay for it. Anyhow, let's go on, man. We got short run.
At the end of the day, they buy into the same feminism that you're criticizing because they're strong, independent women that make their own money, and they go ahead and sell y'all niggas a fairy tale. Ta-da! A lot of them are fucking grifters if we're gonna be honest. Now, as far as like being racist, let me finish my point, dude. Let me finish my point, because you're the one making these accusations, so I want to make sure that I totally debunk all the things you're saying. You're saying I'm racist and I'm self-hating. You know what? No, I hate everybody. I make jokes on every single race. I make fun of everyone, to include my own culture, to include people that are Asian, to include people that are white, people that are, etc.
You open eyes and fresh. You that nigga, my guy. Don't listen to these haters, boy, and keep doing what you guys are doing.
Wait, are you white?
Yeah, I'm white, bro.
All right.
That nigga. Let's go, baby.
I like you, man. You're funny, bro.
All right.
I figured, but it's fine.
Yeah. Girls aren't gonna go back to being in the kitchen. These female content creators that you're talking about don't even follow what the fuck you're talking about. They're out here working and making money and being successful. So they're not even following what they're saying. So what are you talking about, dude?
Also, caller,
That was
your
an
solution,
example.
bro.
I'm not watching them all the time, but yeah.
But you're using them as an example.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
are literally buying into the feminism propaganda that you're against. What are you talking about, dude? For the new
that's
normal.
A weak mindset. That's a weak mindset.
Like, it just baffles me how, like, there's no level of
Yeah, LTTV, Blunt Talk with LT, back at it with another video. All right, let's get right into this one. So, when it comes to ABBA calling into the Fresh and Fit show, this is all speculation. At some point, Fresh said this sounds like ABBA, and it sounded like ABBA was trolling them. They even put it in the timestamp that it was ABBA that called in. Some fans thought it was ABBA. We can't confirm that it was ABBA that actually called in and trolled him. But at some point, Myron got a little heated, a little angry. He could not hold masculine frame, so he started barking at the screen. Fresh presumed that this was ABBA calling because, I don't know, maybe some trauma of, getting cooked on your own stream made him think that it was ABBA that was calling in. But the tone of the caller actually sounded like ABBA. Some of the tone gets lost while you speed it up, so I tried to not speed it up that much. But these guys got their copyright shit in order now, so they're trying to make money. As although they're demonetized, they're still monetized off of everybody reacting and using their content. So they found their little way of doing this shit. But let's get it, y'all. They also dissed Pearl. They called Pearl out for being a grifter, but there's a lot of inconsistencies and a lot of things that they said, because they said they wouldn't work with Pearl, but we seen video that contradicts what they said. We seen the footage of Pearl rolling out of the screen as they were doing racist shit with Nick Fuentes and Sneeko. They forgot about that, but let's get into this, y'all.
Loyalty or helping the people that put you in a position to be successful in the first.
Hold up, let me modify this volume a little bit. This is a little bit low, y'all. Just get it.
Place, like, I just don't get it, bro. I don't know what's up with that. Like, and here's the other thing too. Well, the whole reason why I'm gonna beat the shit out of ABBA if I ever see him in a boxing ring is because of his lack of. And
this is exactly why everybody thought it was ABBA that called in, because it's like you're talking shit about him earlier in the stream, and then it seems like he calls in. When you hear the voice, you're like, wait, is this ABBA calling? And he starts cooking them. Let's get into this, y'all.
Loyalty and lack of respect,
integrity.
You bring in lack of integrity, which he runs around and says, I have integrity. No, you fucking don't. Which is why you need to get punched in the face for it, right? So I would never go to someone's place and then talk shit about them after. There's been YouTubers that we collaborated with that I don't like right now, or I dislike, or whatever. Y'all ain't gonna see me make a video on them, like, talking shit. We've never made a video talking shit about someone first. They always started.
First, yeah.
Every single time, they always started. Because in the showbiz and YouTube and content creation, there is no loyalty. There is no allegiance. When everyone was coming for Sneeko, we defended him. And what happens? Sneeko's helped us out a lot.
Actually, I can say without a shadow of a doubt, we actually are one of the only YouTubers that I know that have respect across the board. Because everyone that's come to our podcast studio or interacted with us, they can say, yo, Fresh and Fit are some real ass niggas.
Yep.
And to say that for everybody that's come to the podcast, you can't fake that shit.
That means
What? Shut your bitch ass up before I get to talking shit about you.
Do you know how tired I am of these self-appointed real ass niggas? These motherfuckers that just claim they're real ass niggas. Nobody claims them that. They're just we're the realest niggas out here. I'm tired of these niggas. What are we doing out here? You just allowed a white guy to hop on your stream, call you a nigga, and then you laughed at it and you're like, you know what, I like you. And you wonder why people call you coons. Myron pulled off the bullshit ass excuse of, oh, we cook everybody. We joke on every race, X, Y, and Z. It's not about joking. You disparaged your own race. You shitted on black women. What are we talking about? That was serious. That whole did not dabbling in the dark. Y'all seriously don't date black women, and you put a dusty stereotype on black women that they're vulgar, they're, what do they say about them? They have no decorum, they're obnoxious, whatever the fuck they said. But you've seen that of all races on their shows and many other shows. But let's get it.
Something. Yeah. I will go ahead and take it where people say, yo, these dudes are good guys, they're genuine guys, I respect them. I'll take that over a million other subscribers.
Yeah.
Fame isn't everything. Money isn't everything. Let me be very fucking clear about that stuff. It really isn't, guys. Because if we were just in the game of, we want to make money, blah, blah, blah.
We could do gambling.
Y'all would see us doing gambling streams.
So much other shit.
Y'all would see us doing
OnlyFans, management, everything. Yo, we could make billions, bro.
But
we don't.
Literally lost millions of dollars because of our loyalty, but it's fine because I look at it like all money isn't good money.
Now.
What?
Stop the cap.
It's a total fabrication.
You know that's a goddamn lie. You didn't lose millions of dollars because of your loyalty. You lost millions of dollars because of your idiocy. Y'all wanted to be flagrantly racist for views. You wanted to be shock jocks. You wanted to follow the Pearl playbook. Then you want to revise history here. What are we doing out here? This is filthy work.
Yeah.
All right? So I get it. Oh, yo, you guys fresh sucks. Bro, it is what it is. You guys can have your critiques. You guys can have your criticisms. And there's people still talking shit now. Like, 2 years after the fact, still like making videos talking shit about us. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, bro, we ignored y'all for years, and then you guys want to continue on. Losers like Officer Tatum, losers like Abba and Preach. Like, they're still talking shit years later, calling us fraud still. And it's like, bro, what the fuck? Like, at some point, like, you can ignore them, but then at some point, it's like, all right, you know what, dude? You got to face some consequences for your actions. That's why I told Officer Tatum's fat ass, you want to come here and have a discussion on how we're frauds or why you don't necessarily know what the fuck you're talking about when it comes to advising men in the modern day dating place? Yeah. Sure, let's have a discussion on it. Abba, I'm at fists with him now, you know, and he's a pussy. He hasn't come to Florida since, and he hasn't said a word. He hasn't responded to my fight challenge because he knows I'll beat the shit out of him. Yeah. Right? And even
Stop the cap.
It's a total fabrication.
It's revisionist history at its finest. You ducked the fade from Preach. What are we talking about out here? Like,
yeah, honestly, bro, like let's do it. Like, let's fucking box. Let's fucking put the gloves on and fight.
He'll be the judge.
Set it up. Yeah. Set it up. Don't point it off on Preach. I'll fight him too. I don't give a fuck at this point anymore. One of y'all needs to get punched in the face. You guys have made 30 videos on us at this point. It's ridiculous. We've made one response and we got hit with a strike for it because you went ahead and got your fans to go ahead.
now, once again,
Crying to me, and I'm not having that.
who are you crying to, sir? You were the ones that tried to copyright strike everybody's channels while they were making response or reaction videos to your content, disagreeing with the content. You called it hit pieces when people simply agreed with your terrible ass points.
And report our video. I know for a fact he had his fans do it because he got mass reported.
Yeah, it did. It's funny because I met a girl today.
One response video, strike, video taken down.
We don't care.
Let me tell you something.
Crying to me, and I'm not having that. Shut your bitch ass up before I get to talking shit about you.
You made 30 videos. You know what, dude? You need to get punched 30 times.
So I'm leaving the gym, right? I meet this girl at the gym. She's like, "Oh, you're fresh and fit. Aren't you canceled?" I'm like, "Nah, we're still shooting." She's like, "Oh, I've been pretty said that you guys are canceled." I'm like, "Bro,
It's a total fabrication.
Here we go, fresh, making up the stories once again.
dog, like, no, we're not."
Bro,
what the fuck?
that is exactly why he needs to put the gloves on and get in the ring and stop talking shit.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna disrespect you, Myron, with that phony name and Fresh with that other phony name. But let me ask you something. Well, technically Myron.
We gotta hit her.
With the whole KKK. What's up with the KKK crap? And then now you blaming it on everybody. Stuff walking around dancing like a monkey, calling Abba and Preach names, and then doing all this racist stuff. Those casts on Rumble, and then getting upset when you got demonetized. Like, I don't understand what was the whole discrepancy about that, because you're getting mad at people who are just saying,
Yo, Fresh looks mad uncomfortable. Why is this nigga moving like that?
Social commentating, but then you talk about trying to be stoic and talk about all this stuff about being a man, or not necessarily calling yourself alpha, but telling you have to be better than that or better than all the haters out there, but yet you do the most hateful stuff, like, since you guys started. So don't that you find that a little bit of contradictory? Don't you find that a little bit of contradictory for slam dunking on certain women who may have your card on certain arguments, intelligent instead of the regular bimbos that you have on the regular?
I missed this first part.
So what's up with that?
I was adjusting some stuff in the back, so
Stop the cap.
He mentioned some outfits that you had.
Oh.
Yeah. So costume.
Okay. So what's your gripe then specifically? And I apologize because
My
I was
gripe is, like, how you. Oh no, it's all good. I know you want to get business and whatnot. What's up with the KKK stuff and then the monkey noises?
Now, this isn't the caller this isn't the ABBA caller. This isn't him yet. We're going to get to that shortly.
And coming at, like, almost doing self-hateful things, and then getting upset when the consequences of your actions come and bite you and you getting demonetized. Because I don't even believe that was even Fresh's fault. That was like, I'm sorry. No, I'm not even really sorry. That's all your fault that you guys got demonetized. Because you didn't have to go do all of that. You could have fired back, or you could have been stoic. And you always talk about remaining your cool, keeping your emotions in check. And sometimes you kind of go as emotional as some of the ladies you have on stream.
Okay, so you mentioned a bunch of things here. So number one, as far as
this isn't the ABBA. This isn't the caller that sounds like ABBA. This isn't. We're not there yet. This is a whole caller show where a bunch of callers cook them. ABBA's brought up various times for no reason, and then we get to the caller that sounds like ABBA, and they're like, "Wait a minute, this may be ABBA because they've been talking shit about him randomly." And then this guy's making good points, getting Myron all flustered. So we're gonna get into that shortly, y'all.
You mentioned the hood or whatever, bro. It's entertainment. We make jokes on everybody. I don't know if you watch this podcast, but we make jokes on almost every race. If you look, I got hats on almost every ethnic culture, background, etc. That includes making fun of my background of Arabs and people from North Africa. So no one is safe. We make fun of everyone, okay? That's number one. Number two, as far as stoicism goes, there's a time and place for it, okay? You got to understand this is entertainment. People are not going to just sit there and watch someone who is, I'm going to be stoic, blah, blah, blah. That's not entertaining. People don't care for that, okay? There's a time for it and a place for it. So, but at times you got to be able to control an audience, make things entertaining, make things interesting, switch things up, okay? What else? What else, Greg, did you have? Oh, the demonetization. My friend, we didn't get demonetized for our comments making fun of anus and reach and, our jokes. And mind you, by the way, they made 30 plus videos on us talking shit. We make one video back. They galvanize their audience
and they
report us to mass report us, and then that video gets taken down and we get a strike. So and they can say he can say whatever he wants, like, no, we didn't do that, blah blah blah.
What is with the revisionist history? Do you remember initially when you guys first started going back and forth, you were handing out copyright strikes to various people, ABBA and Preach included? So now y'all want to play victim while you put so many copyright strikes on them. You have one video copyright hit with a copyright strike, and now you crying to us? My nigga, what are we doing out here? People think enough time passes, they can revise history to the audience. A new audience comes in, they don't know it. People just stupid forget it. I don't know. Like, come on, what are we doing out here?
I don't know. I mean, it's kind of interesting how he was able to predict that we would get a strike, and we got a strike right then and there. So, and I'm not surprised because, Anus does things like that behind the scenes, and he'll tell his audience one thing, but they actually do something else. For example, they hit us with copyright strikes, blah, 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 but they went ahead and did the same shit to Pearl. So these guys don't have integrity. Like, they're liars. Preach lied to y'all and said that we assaulted his wife when we didn't.
It wasn't even his wife.
And a matter of fact, if you watch that podcast, which is on Rumble, by the way.
Now, you see this revisionist history. It wasn't his wife. You insulted who you thought was his wife. You were talking shit about an innocent woman, and we tried to tell y'all that, hey, that's not his wife. That was just some woman he was dancing with on stage. And y'all were like, yo, this is his wife, his fat ass wife, blah, blah, blah. Y'all niggas didn't know, so now you're like, oh, we didn't talk shit about your wife. What the fuck are we doing out here? This is filthy work.
Learn the rules.
Revisionist history?
That's what you call winning. A nigga's nuts in your face. Man, I need to see what you call losing.
Hold on. I remember that.
That's not his wife, though. No, that's not his wife.
Caller, that was never his wife.
That was never his wife. That's the point. The context matters.
You got correct. You didn't know at the time. You didn't know that was his wife, and you just called it off what you thought. You just took a shot in the dark.
But hold on. Caller. That's important, though, because he used that to galvanize his audience and say that we went after his wife to garner sympathy and make us look like evil people.
So
but the reality is, he lied to y'all, used your emotions against you, and used that shock outrage. They manifested that outrage to their benefit. So they lied to y'all. So what I'm trying to say is,
what the hell was that?
They didn't lie to you. Yo, the mental gymnastics. What are we doing out here? What are we doing out here?
Simply this. I'm saying all that to articulate that these dudes are liars, and they're okay with lying to y'all to sell a story, to sell a storyline, so they could go ahead and galvanize your support, so they could get more ad revenue. They lie. That's what they do. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. We're painfully transparent.
So what Myron and Fresh expected for ABBA and Preach to do is basically say, hey, the woman that you're disparaging, saying that this is my wife, the fat, ugly bitch that you're calling my wife, that's not my wife. Here is my wife. This is my actual wife. Let me dox her for y'all to talk. Like, what are we doing out here? Correct you in that moment, or tell the crowd that this nigga's attempting to make fun of who he thinks is my wife. This is ridiculous out here. These guys want sympathy points for this?
On this side of the internet.
Yeah,
they're not. Okay? Now, has that transparency hurt us to a degree? Yes. But you know what? I'd rather be transparent, be honest, and you guys know what it is, rather than lie to try to galvanize something. So they lied about all that shit. So what I'm trying to say is that I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't go ahead and galvanize their audience to get us to strike after they made a bunch of videos. So they talk shit about us, we talk shit back. One video, and I debunked all of their claims in that video, by the way. The first hour plus, I debunked a bunch of their shit. Then we went ahead and went on a roasting session on them. Then we got the video taken down. But that's not what got us demonetized, my friend. What got us demonetized was something else.
Yeah.
Okay?
Bringing on bang gas.
So that's what really got us demonetized. It wasn't that. So it is what it is. You know, because remember, the hood thing happened months prior. We got demonetized later on.
Yep.
That was a gift.
Now, for them to think that it's so simple as like, oh, this happened here and we got demonetized later on, it's cumulative. The things added up as they're building their case to be like, yeah, we want to disassociate with y'all on the platform. It wasn't one thing. It was an abundance of things that added up into your demonetization. They're acting like they don't know what the fuck is real.
Like about maybe 2 months later and whatnot, you guys got demonetized. But you don't think like the actions that you set and the terms that you guys set going forth didn't lead or wasn't a factor in you guys getting demonetized? Because you guys talk about the truth and you guys talk about giving people the truth and taking people out of the matrix. Meanwhile, at the same time, your own boy Tate is sitting there calling red pill people, and you guys, I don't know, you guys consider yourself red pill, but he's calling you guys idiots. It's kind of like he's taking a turn back, and I don't know if that's him trying to protect himself because of the allegations that are crossed up with him. Because to be completely honest, there's some things you do guys have a point, and your arguments are sound. But at the same time, it's like sometimes I feel you guys, or not rather, I think, Merch, I think that you guys,
I feel like
sometimes contradict yourself. Like you guys contradict yourself sometimes when y'all have the arguments, because y'all be going in the right way, but then when it's like the whole arguments you have with people, or these little squabbles you have with people, it's kind of like taking away from the quality of your show. And then you kind of piggyback on that when y'all have these girls on the show, and you know they don't know anything, but then you slam dunk. That's like having Destiny, and then they argue with you or have an argument with you against you, and then you say they argue in bad faith because of the simple fact that they hurting the quality of the show.
Yeah, they do. But the point, so you like to bring up a bunch of different things. So number one, we addressed your whole demonetization thing. Also, just to let you know about the demonetization, the things that we did, right, that got us demonetized, other creators did and never got demonetized. I didn't share that with y'all, but I'll go.
We don't care. Let me tell you, we don't care.
This, you know what, I'm going to get to this point later because this is ridiculous, but you know what?
Go ahead and say that since you want to go ahead and say, you should take accountability, blah, blah, blah. Just so you know, I made a bunch of phone calls prior to the things that we did, and I've seen other creators do the things that we did, and they didn't get demonetized. Now, out of respect, I'm not going to say any of those creators' names, etc., but we did the same exact things with prior notice, okay? And we got demonetized. So I took all the steps before, and I've never revealed that before. So bam, there you go, okay? So when you're saying, oh, take accountability, blah, 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 I took all the...
These guys refuse to take the actual accountability, the real accountability. They will revise history time and time again and play victim. Oh my God, they were doing it as well and they didn't get demonetized. Okay, so who is purposely being racist and doing the things that you did and didn't get demonetized? What are you talking about, sir? For him to be like, we took the precautions, we called beforehand to make sure we can do it. We did it, then we got demonetized. You bro, like,
stop the cap.
It's a total fabrication.
Who believes this shit? What are y'all doing? The mental gymnastics, the word salad to avoid accountability, y'all knew what y'all were doing.
Prerequisite steps, and they still demonetize us because of who we are. It is what it is, right? Whatever. Now, as far as like going with Andrew,
y'all know there's a ton of content creators who recently have been demonetized. The YouTube ain't playing that shit. They recently demonetized Cynthia G. She's been fighting for her channel back. This is not the first time she's lost the channel or been demonetized. There's a bunch of content creators that have been demonetized. So they're trying to play that. Oh, what about him? He's doing the same thing. He hasn't got demonetized. Well, certain people, they gonna learn a day. They're not gonna get away with the same thing as other folks of other, you know what?
Hey, or whatever. You guys love to try to drive a wedge between us and our friends, and I've noticed this. Yeah. So let me go ahead and clarify this for guys like you. When he says red pill dorks, okay? Keyword, he says red pill dorks because there's a lot of people that make this type of content that are dorks, and he's correct about that.
Stop the cap.
Once again, being unaccountable for the rhetoric of Andrew Tate and the actions of themselves. Because when Andrew Tate is calling out all these red pill dudes, the red pill, the manosphere dorks that they're calling out, trying to separate themselves off of the grift that made them famous in the first place. They grifted off the whole red pill thing. They got on Fresh and Fit, pitched their whole shit. They got bigger than Fresh and Fit, but they were nobody at that point, the Tates. They grifted the whole red pill space with this whole Matrix shit and then said, oh no, we're separating from these dorks because they're going through a case. They're trying to get away from this rhetoric because it seems toxic and everyone's getting canceled. So they're trying to clean up their image and they're shitting on everybody associated with it, including them. But they're caping because they're little dweebs and they want to act like they're loyal to all their so-called friends. But none of these niggas fuck with them like that. Man, this shit's cap.
Okay? Andrew and Tristan are not cowards. If they had a problem with someone, they would say it outright, that individual.
Stop the cap.
They've been known to hit folks with plenty subliminal messages. Even Sneeko felt like he was getting hit with subliminal messages because he was describing the behavior of y'all and the behavior of Sneeko. So if he doesn't say the name, it's like, okay, the descriptions it's still apropos. So what are we doing out here? Mental gymnastics to try to avoid the labels that are fitting?
Okay.
And they have. Logan Paul, for example.
Yep. So
Ethan Klein.
Yeah. So, but they're not talking about us, dude. And I love how guys like you kind of watching the peripheries and be like, "Yo, he's talking about you guys." He's not talking about us, bro. They picked us up a bunch of times when they didn't have to, by the way. Okay. And I've spoken with Andrew about this stuff off the side. I was like, "Hey, man, like on the Tucker interview, he mentioned us, and that's one of the most viewed interviews that Tucker has. He mentioned us on there, and I was like, bro, you didn't have to do that, because at the end of the day, we're controversial as hell,
and he's fighting for his life. So."
Yeah. Again, you've been debunked, my friend, on your claims. But go ahead, continue. What else?
Now, I have an issue with the fact that you guys say you guys have facts and statistics, and I actually checked the links that you guys have and looked into them.
Yeah.
Those are no better than the links of the 304 lawyer you had that you was talking about.
Which one specifically?
These are not substantiated links because you go down and you follow. No, I just gave you the one. You got to the one. I gave you.
And you just
one.
got debunked on it. So you literally came in to say you got demonetized because XYZ. Take accountability. I've already said that. And I took accountability on that other thing. I have crazy ass ideas.
No, you stopped. Hello.
Can I finish my point before you interrupt? What I was saying was I took accountability on our last episode. Okay. I literally said we would have been canceled if it wasn't for Fresh. A lot of y'all say Fresh is useless. Blah blah blah. Literally, I've had some ideas and concepts that would have probably got us canceled, etc. But what I will say is this, and I never really.
I'm sorry, what in the hell is this guy talking about? I had concepts and thoughts that would have got us canceled. My nigga, what the hell are you now? You're demonetized from the platform. Because they're still on the platform. Oh, they're still here and they're still able to finesse their crowd and get them to pay them and watch them on Rumble. So that's what...
We revealed this before. With the demonetization, we made phone calls, we reached out, etc. And we had gotten stuff, right? Pretty much, hey, that shouldn't be a problem. And then when we did it, it did become a problem. And I saw other creators do the same exact things that we did, and it was not a problem for them. But we were punished for it, and we got demonetized. That's what I'm telling you.
That doesn't sound like accountability. That sounds like what about him? That sounds like whataboutisms. Like, what are we talking about out here? We seen other no, you did something that crossed the guidelines, and you're saying other content creators did it too, and they didn't get caught. Well, that's life, my nigga. What are we doing out here?
Nigga, you just hating, feel me? That's why you ain't never gonna have no paper, ain't never gonna have no bitches, feel me?
Now, as far as like being racist, let me finish my point, dude. Let me finish my point, because you're the one making these accusations, so I want to make sure that I totally debunk all the things you're saying. You're saying I'm racist and I'm self-hating. Right. You know what? No, I hate everybody. I make jokes on every single race. I make fun of everyone, to include my own culture, to include people that are Asian, to include people that are white, people that are, etc. I make fun of everybody.
Now, this, once again, we covered this in the preview when we seen the snippet of this. This is a terrible excuse. This is a horseshit excuse. You were dead serious talking about you don't dabble in the dark. That wasn't just a joke. You guys seriously do not date black women because you said they're obnoxious, they're rude, they're X, Y, and Z. They're more so than other women in Miami or around you, so you don't fuck with black women like that. You disparage black men. You said American black men are lazy. They need to pull themselves pull themselves up by the bootstrap. They're using racism as an excuse. They're fitting the stereotypes. Y'all disparage y'all own community, and it might not even be him because he's an agent. He doesn't look like he's belonging to our community. So it's like, what are we talking about out here? Just complete revisionist history.
Bro, this is an entertainment show at the end of the day, and we do have jokes.
There was that one time when Myron was like, yeah, us white guys. And they're like, wait, you called yourself white? It's like, bro, man thought.
That's not joke. You sit here and you literally be going at people's ethnicity. You be going at their nationality.
Yes.
And then you sit here and you're saying you making fun out of entertainment.
Yes.
For it to be entertainment, it actually has to be funny.
Just because you don't find it funny doesn't mean other people don't find it funny.
Hold up.
Hold on. Look.
Let me make my point.
No. I'm telling you, just because you don't find it funny doesn't mean other people don't find it funny.
Exactly.
Let him finish the point.
There's a majority of the people and whatnot that don't actually find it funny. It falls flat. Like, I actually go, like, talk to comedians and whatnot, and there's a lot of people that really don't find, I don't see what's funny about just trying to use a Clayton Bigsby voice that Dave Chappelle used in a psychological way that actually was funny, and you're just doing it to get back because you have a vendetta. That's not actually funny.
Bro,
it has to be funny for it to be like, to be people be like, I got it.
Yo.
You see how everybody got, wait, hold on. You see how everybody galvanized themselves for Dave Chappelle and was like, nah, he's not canceled. We still want his comedy. And only a small amount of people that it got dwarfed by the overwhelming support he got because his shit is actually funny.
So what are you trying to say here?
Compare yourself to a legend like that when you saying you using stuff out of definite spite and malice.
Okay.
Come on, bro. You say it out of spite and malice, and then you sidestep the whole thing.
You're watching us right now, right? So clearly we're doing something correct.
No, I'm not. I'm not watching directly because I have to mute my TV and I have to go to a quiet spot.
Nigga, you have to watch us to get the phone number, okay? Like, come on, man. Yo, look. Clearly we're doing something right. You might hold on. There's people that find us funny, and there might be other people that don't find us funny. We are diversified creators, right? Some people watch us for the money stuff. People watch us for the girls. Some people watch us for the comedy, etc. Just because you don't find it funny doesn't mean other people don't find it funny. If you go on our Rumble chat right now, they love this shit, okay? YouTube might, different audiences. You got to understand that we have a wide array of people that watch us. You can't look at the lens of how we entertain it from only your perspective of, I don't find that funny, so no one else should. That's not true, bro. A bunch of people love it. A lot of people like edge comedy. I do, okay? Just because you don't doesn't mean other people don't.
Once again, they're going into the deflection of comedy. They're being unaccountable for their thoughts, their words, and their actions on the platform. Because you can't be like, oh, it's just comedy, but you're making serious statements. So you can't just hide behind the guise of comedy and be like, oh, we have different type of comedy. You don't find it funny, X, Y, and Z. Nobody's talking about the comedy, my nigga. We're talking about the serious statements you said that were disparaging your community. Or the black community, not your community. You don't belong here, nigga. We talking about it.
That's all right. If that's how you see it, then I can't argue with, I guess, 10,000 or whatever the case stands that may find a glimpse of your stuff funny. Because I will admit, you do say funny shit from time to time, but the stuff that you go in and that, like that whole podcast with Verka and his dumbass and shit, it's just weird. It's just like, okay, how are you even, does you find this remotely funny? That just comes from like some place of...
You don't like Zerka, but a lot of people love Zerka.
Bro, you guys claim that y'all aren't racist and y'all aren't self-hating, but y'all get Zerka around y'all and let him say nigga like he's black and you damn well know he's a white boy. What are we doing out here? What are we doing out here? This is filthy work.
Bro.
Comedy,
here's
because
the
it's
other
funny.
thing, too.
It's
Let me say this, too, because I did a little bit of people sent me clips. Your Alaba, a.k.a. Anus, was saying that racism is funny, and he was saying a bunch of crazy shit as well.
Racism is funny to y'all because a caller called in, said, Fresh, you that nigga. And you're like, hey, are you white? And he's like, yeah. And you're like, oh, carry on then with your Carlton Banks ass. Nigga, get the fuck out of here.
What the hell was that?
Get the fuck out of here with that weak shit. Y'all are so...
And they're older videos. I got the clips, right? I just don't want to go ahead and give these idiots airtime. But see, this is what I'm trying to say. When they virtue signal, right, to get a certain audience, but then at the same time it contradicts other things that they've done. At least with us, you get what you see. We're not over here flip-flopping because we're fence sitters. You know exactly where we stand. These dudes try to sit there and virtue signal on racism when I found videos of them saying, "Oh, racism is actually funny," and they said a bunch of racial crazy stuff, just like I had done. So, again, bro, like like I said, just because you don't find it funny doesn't mean other people don't find it funny, and your own people that you watch.
They are comedians. Abba and Preach actually tour and get on stage and do stand-up comedy. That's like Russell Peters or Dave Chappelle saying, some racism is funny. We can make racist jokes. They're comedians with a different context. You guys are removing the context. Y'all ain't comedians. Y'all are the #1 dating podcast in the country. What the fuck are we talking about out here?
Innocent Reach said racism is funny.
And like, sorry to say, SNL comedians are not that funny. Just so you know.
But again, dude, like I said,
some comedians are not that funny, but you know that they're attempting to make a goddamn joke. So if they're not funny, at least you know where the intention of the joke is coming from. You know it's coming from a place that is attempting to make you laugh. It's not malice.
I see your perspective. I think we had a respectful conversation here. But at the end of the day,
that was the goal. It was not to sit here and be disrespectful to you. But I'm saying I just call you out on what I see and what I'm noticing from watching your shows and your channels. But you know what? I took it. I was gonna say I took it enough of your time. Let Walter get back into doing nothing what he normally does. Y'all stay up.
Well, hold on. Before you go, I will say this: with the demonetization.
Nah, fuck these niggas. These niggas are a bunch of coons. These niggas is clowns. Fuck these niggas. These niggas ain't shit. But it's comedy though. This is comedy. That was comedy. Some people don't like this type of comedy, but that's comedy. I'm not accountable for this shit. This is comedy, bro. Everything I say, no, comedy. Not funny, right? You don't find it funny, but it's comedy. Don't come pressing me. I didn't say shit to y'all niggas. It's comedy. What are we talking about? You could say that about anything and all of a sudden, oh, you're not accountable for it now? I can say, fuck you, fuck your mom, your bitch, your wife is fat, she's ugly, she's dusty, your baby mom looks like shit, fuck your kids, your dog look like... It's like I'm just cussing out everybody. Nope, it's just a joke. It's just a joke. Oh, you're a clout chaser, you're a coon, you got herpes. It's just a joke. Like...
Y'all didn't know the stuff that I talked about before where I had already kind of cleared a bunch of this stuff, right? And then I had seen other creators do it and nothing happened. Y'all didn't know that, so I guess maybe that's a part of the reason for the confusion. But trust me,
that's the point. That's one thing.
We had done our homework.
That's one thing. Put it out. You don't say you got the loaded clip.
Y'all know now.
Don't say you got the loaded clip, right? And don't use the clip. That's all I'm saying. Don't say you got the loaded clip and not use the clip.
Real
Just
quick,
use the clip if that's the case.
Before we close, who's Walter?
You.
Who are you? Exactly.
Who,
nobody.
Me?
Shut the fuck up. All right, let's move on.
You just trying to roll.
Nigga, you're nobody, bro. You're fucking nobody. Talk about Walter? Chill out, Walter. You're nobody, bro. No one knows you, nigga. No one knows who the fuck you are.
Shut your bitch ass up before I get to talking shit about you.
Now, what in the hell was that? You feel special because you're Walter, you're fresh and fit. People know you, people dislike you. He's a cult. That was your diss? Oh, nobody. God damn it. Yo, Fresh. Weren't you just getting credit in the last stream for holding Satan the Sinner accountable? But what is this, man? Shout out to Duke the Don, but what the fuck is this?
You are nobody, bro. Knock. Let's move on. Mo, who's next?
Don't worry. You hurt. You hurt.
I'm not hurt at all, bro. I'm making millions, nigga.
You hurt.
Caller, I'll just say this last thing. Caller, you know what it is now. I told you.
All right, so you tell your callers to call in to criticize you, to pretty much hold you accountable, argue the points. And then what Fresh does is fuck the points. Who are you? You're nobody. I'm Fresh. It's filthy work.
What the demonetization thing is, that's why we ran this edgy stuff that we did. But trust me, we had done the homework before. It just didn't work out as planned. And, at the end of the day, other people did the shit that we did, and they didn't get demonetized, but we did. But, it is what it is. Now we know where FNF stands on YouTube, so we got to be more careful, unfortunately. But shout out to Rumble.
Yeah, go back to Abba Preach, nigga.
When they said they did the homework, they made calls, other people did the same things that they did, but they didn't get demonetized, but they did. All y'all had to do was read the community guidelines that all the monetized partners are privy to and you would have had all the same information and guidelines not to cross over to essentially keep your channel in the monetization program. You didn't want to do that. You wanted to do what the fuck you wanted to do. You wanted to clout chase and break rules because that's the quickest way to go viral and get views. Y'all knew what y'all were doing. You wanted to build a strong core fan base because you had the conversation with DJ Academics. He said y'all ain't going mainstream, that the mainstream shit ain't working for y'all. Y'all are going to really have to try to have a strong core group of a fan base that y'all just go wild with, and y'all chose that path. So stop capping and acting like you didn't know that this was coming. You want to be unaccountable, but you want to teach men accountability and strength and all this shit, but you're really teaching them despair, weakness, and fear. But we're going to get into that following a few comments that he makes during this reaction. Let's get it.
So, hey, well, he admitted that we provide more value, and that's coming from one of their supporters.
Because it's facts.
It's facts. You know what I'm saying? So
you know,
I appreciate
what
that he
sounds
admitted
like?
that.
The females on the show being delusional. Anyhow, let's call her.
Who's up next?
Next, we have... Oh, yeah. This person said he's a hater.
Oh, let's go, hater.
5238. 5238. You are up.
All right. Go ahead, man. What's your critique?
I'm in this bitch.
We got you.
All right. So actually, I'm a long-time fan, but I'm putting on my hater hat today, man.
Sure.
I got some criticisms for you.
Sure.
All right, man. So the first one, I remember back when Kevin Samuels was alive, right? Before he died, you guys had a little bit of beef going on, and it's unfortunate it didn't get resolved. I remember you had that super long podcast where you were showing all the text messages and stuff, and I remember that, you know, you wanted to do the best that you could to resolve the conflict between the two of you and go ahead and work together because he was an inspiration for you, so on and so forth, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, with your growth and all that, man, a lot of the people who were in your audience grew and made their own podcast, and they want to work with you. And now...
We don't care. We don't care.
Oh, no, we do care. This is the part where they diss damn it. This is the part where they diss the whatever podcast and just Pearly things. God damn it. I got too impatient. Hold on, y'all.
And now that you're in that position that Kevin Samuels was in, the energy is kind of fucked up that you're giving these guys. Now, the ones that were your former employees that went off and disrespected you, I understand that. But, like, the white folks and the Jewish folks that are wanting to work with you, they can reach places that you can't. I don't understand why you wouldn't necessarily...
What?
I understand that. But, like, the white folks and the Jewish folks that are wanting to work with you, they can reach places that you can't. I don't...
Who?
Off and disrespected you, I understand that. But, like, the white folks and the Jewish folks that are wanting to work with you, they can reach places that you can't. I don't understand why you wouldn't necessarily take a Machiavellian approach.
Oh, hold up. Before we get into that, shout out to Brother Jumpy with the $5 super chat.
I'm getting rich.
Oh, let me pop that on the screen real quick. Hold up, y'all. Hold up. Give me a second, y'all. All right, shout out to Brother Jumpy with the $5 super chat. Brother Jumpy says, the comedy of it all is Myron got Fantasia when I see you hair helmet on. Shit look like Pitbull hair. Who listens to these booty busters? Jesus Christ. Okay, so this guy has the Fantasia when I see you hair helmet on. Jesus Christ. Yo, hold up, y'all. Can I zoom in on this? No, I gotta take a picture to zoom in on that. Yo, this nigga.
You know what I'm saying? And just feed off of them and go ahead and grow with them when none of these guys say anything negative about you when they mention you.
Number one, we don't refrain from working with people based on the color of their skin or their background. That absolutely has zero bearing on anything. That's number one. as far as the situation, so you're saying why don't we work with certain individuals?
Yeah, basically.
Well, for one, we don't owe anybody anything. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And two, it's like we've actually worked people from the very beginning that were supposed to be on some level, I want to say, a part of our culture, part of our, I want to say, space, and a lot of them turned us down. So it's kind of like, at this point, we're just doing what we need to do to move forward.
You know what? Let's go ahead. Let's just go, because I want to make sure we address this appropriately. Who are you talking about specifically?
Yeah,
go
exactly.
ahead. Go ahead.
Who in detail?
Who are you talking about specifically? And I'll go ahead and tell you why we don't work with them.
Just Pearly things and whatever podcast.
I knew he was going to say that.
Yeah.
Okay. Number one, y'all might not know this, and I have no problem with Pearl personally, but she made a hit piece on us back when we were going through the fucking situation with Anus and Reach.
Yes.
Okay? I have a serious, as you guys know, loyalty is extremely important to me. If you talk shit about me, I will not forget. And
Stop the cap.
It's a total fabrication.
Emotional damage.
Lie! Fucking lie!
Now, I'm trying to pull it up right now because this nigga's full of shit. Following that engagement, they were bigging up Pearl. They were giving Pearl credit. They had that little Zoom, or not, what was it, Zoom? They had that little, StreamYards conversation with Pearl, Sneeko, Fuentes and shit, where Pearl rolled out of the screen when they were saying the racist shit and putting on the KKK masks. What are we talking about? The revisionist history. That's what I'm trying to find that shit right now. I should have clipped that up and put this here, because I'm like, what are y'all talking about? Y'all had Satan the Sinner talking shit, then y'all had him back on your platform. What, did y'all revise that too? You said it was just clickbait. He didn't say anything negative. Stop the goddamn cap.
she made a hit piece on us. Y'all might not know about this, and I'm not saying this to attack or whatever, but facts are facts. She made a hit piece on us back when all this shit was going on in August of 2021. At the worst time, she kicked us when we were down.
Yeah.
So that's why we don't work with her. There's your answer. And now as far as whatever goes, the reason why we don't work with them is because I'm not going to align myself with someone that isn't a part of the red pill space for real. I'm going to just call it $1 million.
It's money.
He's here for money, bro.
Yeah.
Let's just call it all the way 1,000. He's here to make a buck, which is fine. I'm never gonna knock someone for being a capitalist, but he's not really in this space to help men, from what I can see. If you're out here selling pocket pussies and having long ass podcasts, draw out clips, etc., I understand the business strategy, but we don't align with that because you guys have asked us 1,000,000 times. So I want to address this once and for all. Pearl, y'all know why. Whatever, we don't align in our belief system. That's not to knock him or who he is or how he runs his business. We actually wish him the best.
There you go.
Now, y'all don't fuck with the Whatever podcast because they ripped your podcast off. They bootlegged your podcast. They responded. This clip was from 2 weeks ago now? They responded to that, saying that they didn't rob you, they didn't copy Fresh and Fit. There was Howard Stern, there was X, Y, and Z who were having panels. They're bullshitting. They're full of shit. They copied Fresh and Fit's layout. They copied everything about their show. Just a lighter environment and some white dudes. Same goddamn show. They're full of shit. They copied the show. They don't fuck with them because they copied their show, and that's why they all this. Oh, because they're not genuine. They don't really think about these red pill things. All y'all niggas is grifters. All y'all are scamming. So what are we talking about out here?
But he doesn't have the same values as us, and I personally think he's in it for the money, and that's not why we're in it. We're in it for completely different reasons.
All right, so
What?
Destiny has completely different values than you. You debated him. You had him on your show. Abba and Preach. Well, Abba at one point, completely different values. It didn't have to be with all the values aligning. You guys said you would interview a bunch of different people or speak to a bunch of different people. Your values didn't align with Waka Flocka when he was on your podcast. What are we talking about? Your values didn't align with many different content creators, but you guys do the collabs. This is a terrible ass excuse. You just don't fuck with them because they copied your shit. Why don't you keep it a stack?
There you go.
There's your answer. What do you got to say to that?
I appreciate you being forthcoming with it, man. Anytime that it was mentioned, I knew that, you didn't want to go into their names, and I was being respectful of that. And the fact that you allowed me to mention their names, I appreciate, you giving a straightforward answer with that. So if it's cool, I'd like to go into the next criticism.
Yeah, sure, man. But yeah, again, here's the thing. A lot of y'all asked that question, so I figured, bro, we might as well just address this because a lot of y'all don't know why, and people look at it as like, oh, Fresh and Fit thinks they're too high and mighty, or they're assholes, or blah blah blah. Guys, trust me, there's very valid reasons why we might not necessarily collab with someone. It's not like us, and you guys have seen us bring guys on that we worked with before, right? Donovan Sharp, Minister Jack, Rolo Tomasi, John from Modern Life Dating, Troy Francis, etc. Like, we bring them on. We have no problem, Lucario, we have no problem working with people that we worked with before and bringing them up with us. It's not about the clout and the money with us.
Now you're naming other people that don't have like-minded. You say you don't agree with Lucario's cuck relationship type shit. Like, come on, man. What are we talking about
with
here?
us. I remember we were super small, trying to get guests for the show. They don't want to work with us at all. Now that we're big, you want to double back now? So to me, it's kind of like, hey, we're just keeping it 100.
Yeah.
From day one.
Not saying that I don't know if whatever had reached out to us before that. Oh, they did?
Yeah. He forgot he was a prank channel first.
No, I know that, but I didn't know he had reached out before. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But again, he was just trying to, I guess, change gears or change avenue of content and want to use us as that, segue.
Okay.
But nah.
Yeah. So my point is, I'm trying to say is this: we don't have an issue with growing with other people or helping other people at all, and y'all guys have seen it where we bring guys on, right? That don't necessarily. I'll keep it 1,000. It might not benefit us to bring us on. But we started with them, we end with them.
Yeah, from the beginning.
As a matter of fact, keep it 1,000 with y'all, we'll probably get more benefit from collabing with a Pearl or whatever than bringing some of the guys on the show.
Yeah.
We don't give a fuck about money. Loyalty is everything. Integrity is everything. I don't have to benefit from a collab for me to do it if it's with people that I rock with. I'd rather do it with someone that I rock with where I might not get benefit and they get benefit versus doing it with someone where I get benefit but I don't align with that individual.
For example, people hate Marquette. We brought him on. He showed his brilliance, his intelligence, his, I want to say, wealth of knowledge. Niggas love him. It's like, on some level.
Yo, this is some filthy work, man.
Yes, the camera loves your nastiness.
You called him out for his box of chocolate trips to Andrew Tate's crib where he got denied, and then he lied to his subscriber base and said that they jammed the signal when they denied you entry and took your chocolates, nigga. What are we talking about out here? This guy, he shared his wealth of knowledge. He couldn't even tell niggas what the fucking NFT was and how the hell we could create it from the command line. It's all cap. You gotta stop this filthy work out here. You keep selling frauds and then you want to say you're the realest out here and you're keeping it 100 and all this bullshit. This self-appointed real nigga, this shit needs to stop. These self-appointed real niggas, we the realest niggas out. We keep it at 100. Stop it. It's filthy work, man.
Loyalty does pay off. So,
I mean, and Marquette, again, y'all can say what y'all want to say about him, but the man has integrity. He was with us when people were talking shit.
Yep.
Right. He came and did a collab with us when he didn't have to, and then on top of that, y'all might say, he talks shit about Fresh Fit, blah blah blah. Nigga, that's clickbait. Y'all don't see his titles, he's clickbait. And we don't have an issue with that. And here's the other thing too, and I don't want to pull the curtain too much on this, but he always hits me up on the side. So
when you talk about Marquette having integrity, he sat on your panel and lied to y'all faces talking about he did not actually want the meeting or he did not want the interview with Andrew Tate. He basically sat up here and admitted to clout chasing. I wanted my name synonymous with his name and the algorithm. So what were you doing essentially? You were clout chasing off his name to get your name associated with his name off of some publicity stunt, trying to chase him down, running up to his house with a box of chocolates that you knew he wasn't going to receive because he wasn't checking for you like that. Like, what are we doing out here? You didn't schedule an interview. You just popped up on a nigga's crib with a box of chocolate on a live stream to try to get associated in the algorithm with his name. That's some clout chasing shit. You basically admitted to that and said you had no intention of actually meeting with him. So that was clout chasing. You admitted to clout chasing live on air and you thought that was some sort of flex.
I've seen him do it. So the man is a man of honor. The man is a man of integrity. You guys might not see it outwardly, but trust me, he's a man of integrity.
Now, this is hilarious. This right here is hilarious.
I'll occur too much on this, but he always hits me up on the side. So the man is a man of honor. The man is a man of integrity. You guys might not see it outwardly.
Okay, so the man's a man of honor, a man of integrity, but we might not see it outwardly. So it's not going to be displayed ever. So we're not going to see that. The audience is not going to receive it. But trust me, bro. Also, buy my course. Trust me, bro. Like, what are we doing out here?
But trust me, he's a man of integrity. Unlike some.
But trust me.
Too much on this, but he always hits me up on the side. So the man is a man of honor. The man is a man of integrity. You guys might not see it outwardly, but trust me, he's a man of integrity. Unlike.
Bitch, who raised you?
All right, so we won't see it, we won't witness it, but trust you because behind the scenes, there's integrity there. What are we, filthy?
Like some other individuals.
And also, off camera, he will fuck you up.
Yeah.
So don't play around,
Yeah.
bro.
There's a reason why O'Shea don't make videos on him.
Don't play with that nigga, bro.
Yeah.
Don't play with that nigga, man.
O'Shea literally run like a fucking dog between his legs, man. So the dude is the real deal. He's
LT cooking your ass.
Oh, that's not the right one. Shit. What I wanted to say was...
Stop the cap.
Yeah. There's a reason why O'Shea don't make videos on him. You guys might not see it outwardly, but trust me, he's a man of integrity. Unlike some other individuals.
And also, off camera, he will fuck you up.
Yeah.
So don't play around,
Yeah.
bro.
Stop the cap.
Tell him to fight Duke the Don because he's been running. He's been running. So off camera, he'll fuck you. What are we talking about? These guys are constantly challenging folks to fight, and then when they want to show up, oh, no, we got this scheduled. Oh, no, put up money. Some sort of bullshit-ass excuse. So, Myron challenged Abba and Preach to a fight. Preach took the fade. Now Myron's ducking the fade. Saint the Sinner challenged Duke the Don to a fight. Duke the Don accepted. Now Saint the Sinner's ducking the fade. I don't want to hear about you bitch niggas and your credentials and y'all actually do X, Y, and Z off cap. We don't care. Y'all are constantly ducking fades after challenging folks. We don't want to hear that shit. We don't believe you. You need more people. Fuck out of here.
Get him out of here. He's got no place in here. Get rid of him. Okay.
The reason why O'Shea don't make videos on him.
Don't play with that nigga, bro.
Yeah.
Don't play with that nigga, man.
O'Shea literally run like a fucking dog between his legs, man. So the dude is the real deal. He's actually out here doing shit. He's a man of integrity. He's a man of honor. So we.
Bro, O'Shea is in Uganda.
I'm getting rich.
O'Shea's not flying from Uganda to where? Las Vegas to fight this bald nigga? What are we doing out here?
Rock with him. Don't trust me. When he puts videos out that you guys might think it's us, trust me, it's clickbait. And he always hits us up on the side. So he's a real nigga, man. I fuck with Marquette. Heavy. Every time we're in Vegas, he rolls out the red carpet. He helps us out.
Yep.
He takes care of us. Bro,
Yo, this is what's so fucked up about YouTube nowadays. There'll be a bunch of grown-ass men knowing that they're way too old, they're out of their prime, they ain't fighting nobody. But they be talking about, oh, we're going to fight these people, we're going to do X, Y, and Z. Just to posture as some sort of alpha male leader to their clown fan base that believes them. Like, this is pathetic, man. Grown-ass men need other men to lead them in dating. Oh, you gotta fuck X, Y, and Z amount of women to understand women. So take all these hoes for a ride, fuck them once, and you'll know women. You'll understand how to have a successful relationship by running through these hoes. Yikes.
again, relationships, integrity, honor, that's what I value. I don't give a fuck about money. I just bought my 16th house, okay?
All right, man. These guys got to retire. We're gonna get to when the person that they allege is Abba calls in shortly. But what is this, man? This is more filthy work.
Takes care of us, bro. Like again, relationships, integrity, honor. That's what I value. I don't give a fuck about money. I just bought my 16th house.
What the hell was that?
I don't give a fuck about money. I just bought my 16th house.
I'm getting rich.
What are we doing out here? Okay, so if you don't give a fuck about money, how about you donate those properties, bruh? How about you sell those properties and pay back the folks that got robbed by Cesar Pina since you don't give a fuck about money? Like, what are we doing out here?
Okay? It's about relationships with individuals that I respect.
You ain't living in them 16 properties. You are not living in them 16 properties. So if you have 16 homes, you're in the real estate business, you're making money off of them 16 homes, you give a fuck about money. And where did you get them? Where do you get that money to invest into real estate? Off of this platform that you don't give a fuck about money off of. So what are we doing? You're lying through your teeth.
We could probably make a bag or make a bunch of,
Shout out to Lucky in the chat. Lucky pointed out that there's only 51 likes. The likes are dusting it up, chat. We got to get these likes up. Do y'all like elevator music? I like elevator music. Enjoy.
grow our channel significantly by collabing with some of these creators that you guys mentioned. But that's not what we care about.
And sponsors too. By the way, you guys don't see what happens off camera, but that does say a lot about who comes on the show as well. So,
bro, we don't give a fuck, man.
Duke the Don cooking your ass. LT cooking your ass.
There you go.
Yeah. Sorry. So your second question, right? Go ahead, bro.
We should do one per caller because we got a bunch of callers here that we didn't get to yet.
All right. Hit us with that second criticism, please. Just make it fast. But I want to make sure we give a thorough explanation
All right,
there.
So yep.
Go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so the second criticism, man, I understand that Fresh's value is not necessarily seen. You know, he networks, he goes and talks with people. You actually have mentioned several times that he has more game with you when it comes to the females and stuff.
We don't care. Let me tell you, we don't care.
Yeah, but y'all be putting that nigga up, and the way that you shut him up, man, you be acting like you want to fire this nigga sometimes because he be pissing you off, man. I'm like, man, come on, man.
Bro, he be ad-libbing a lot sometimes.
We don't care. Let me tell you, we don't care.
Pushing for the past 6-7 months hasn't really been leaning more towards game. It's just more towards like awareness when it comes to the after hour shit. It isn't really much like how-tos. And with you being...
All due respect, shut the hell up. I don't want to hear that.
Any other topics? I'm not well versed in. However, I listen to people and I want to hear their opinion. Now, for one, like I said before, Myron is the A mic. I'm the B mic. And
bro, we don't care, man. How many times do they have to call up and say Fresh is trash? It's a 2-pack of ass we're witnessing every episode. How many times do we have to hear this? I'm skipping past this. They always criticize Fresh and say he's lacking. He's not really needed. Myron's carrying the show. We hear this too much. Let's get to the real criticism that we're all here for, y'all.
Now and then, at least once a week.
What?
You don't get enough of Chris on After Hours?
Because that nigga Chris is hilarious.
At that one, he locked nigga. Asking SNL comedians if edgy comedy is funny is a huge L. They kicked Shane Gillis off SNL for being edgy and a Trump supporter. Comedy is free range. Anything goes. It's not for sensitive bitches.
I'm telling you, bro. Because I know a bunch of comedians, and they fuck with the show, but they can't admit it on camera.
Yeah.
But these niggas here on SNL, there's SNL anyway, bro. Who wants to hear their opinion because they suck anyway? Just saying.
Yeah, and yeah,
Davidson,
comedy
L, bro.
Yeah, and a lot of these comedians have been pussified. I mean, if y'all don't believe us, go watch our interview with Flagrant. Like, holy fuck, Andrew Schultz and
talk about Flagrant.
And
nah.
what's the name? Akash or
nigga had one girl his whole
pussies,
life.
Man. Like, yo,
you had one girl your whole life, nigga.
Niggas try to sit there and grill us for making jokes on black women. Like, bro, what the fuck?
Bro.
And he made the same joke and he made the same joke 10 years prior.
It wasn't jokes. They grilled you for your comments on black women because even folks that aren't black do not respect folks that hate on their own race. Every race looks at it and they see if a race sees another race of people hating on their own or disparaging their own, most races don't respect that. Whether you're a black disparaging your own, whether you're an Asian person or an Indian person disparaging your own, they look at that self-hate and nobody respects that shit. So you brought that shit to Flagrant. The white guy was like, nah, we don't respect that. The brown guy was like, nah, we don't respect that. And y'all were crying. But they did have good points about Akash. Akash was kind of in his cuck one giant bag. He did have some cuck points in that podcast. But nonetheless, Schultz held it down. These guys kept crying about it. It's like if you don't like their point of view, don't go on their show. They're not going to hear to coddle your feelings.
Some of these shows, they roasted black women.
Yeah, bro.
Talking about us. And we were joking.
Yo, again, this is what I'm trying to say, man. These comedians, a lot of these dudes are fucking soft now, bro. We are keeping it fucking real.
Now you're keeping it disingenuous. Nobody cares. People make jokes about everybody of every race. They're jokes. Y'all weren't making jokes. Y'all were making actual statements about black women and black men that they didn't fuck with.
So real that comedians that name their podcast Flagrant had to come in and say, whoa, hold on 1 second. You guys are a little crazy.
Yo.
Like, if that doesn't prove that we're the realest niggas on YouTube, I don't know what else does, man.
Take the L out of Flagrant, put it in the front, and spell the rest of the word.
Bro, you got dudes on a podcast named Flagrant trying to tell virtue signal to us. You got Anal and Leech, who are supposed to be comedians, trying to virtue signal and say Myron's unhinged because he wore a hood on Rumble. Like, bro, we live in a pussified society nowadays where even comedians are scared to make jokes now.
Yeah, bro.
Like, bro,
SNL.
we're not. And here's the thing, nigga, we're not comedians.
We're not.
We're just two guys talking shit on a podcast,
bro.
And we got
You know what, y'all? Do you know what?
We don't care. Let me tell you, we don't care.
Still watch.
Yeah, because we provide more value. Bro.
Make it make sense.
Like
to me.
we had a guy come in, literally, that's a Anus and Reach fan, and he admitted, yeah, y'all had more value.
There you go.
Like niggas watch Anus and Reach talk shit about us that come back and watch us because they know we provide more value than stupid ass commentary.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And here's the thing, Abba, I'm gonna keep roasting you until you fucking fight me, you fucking bitch. Like, you can't run forever, bro. You can run, but you can't hide, man. These fists are gonna fucking hit you in the face one day with a boxing glove on.
And a
Gotta be
boxing
careful.
ring.
And a boxing ring, of course. Because he might go ahead and fucking report me or some shit. But, bro, you gotta, bro, unless you apologize, nigga, you're gonna have to box me. That's just what it is now at this point, bro. You gotta get beat up for the shit that you said. Like, in 2023 and 2024, we're beating up internet trolls. That's the new trend.
Stop the cap.
Lie! It's a total fabrication.
And a boxing ring.
Niggas are getting beat up for talking shit on the internet now. I'm about to hit you with the Dylan Dennis, nigga. Like, you about to get... Holy shit, man.
All right, sounds good. So my point of contention is going to be on the 50 bodies. I know not a TradCon, and I'm not saying not sleep with people, but there's logical inconsistencies in your argument.
Go ahead.
Because
Now, here it is. This is the guy that they accuse. This is where Fresh accuses this guy of sounding like ABBA. The audience thinks that this is ABBA. People think that ABBA called in to troll. He makes some good points. He gets Myron heated. This is the guy that they said sounds like ABBA. So everybody that was impatiently waiting, dragging me like, come on, what the fuck was this? I know some of y'all were in the comment section like,
come on, man.
But here it is. Let's get it.
one point you say you hate whores. I hate whores. They fucking suck, right? But why are you going to give advice that's going to contribute to that? And one more point before you go. If you ask the question, are people a product of their environment or is it their character?
Now, this is the problem when people said this man does not sound like ABBA. At first, he does not sound like ABBA. Then he says some things and people are like, wait a minute. And the tone is a little off because this is fast forwarded. As y'all can see, this clip does not look right. It's jumping all over the place. The consistency when it comes to the syncing with the audio and the visual is not there because I had to make some alterations to the footage, and the pace of the footage is a little bit faster, so their tone is not the cadence of their tone is not going to be 1-to-1 because it is slightly sped up, not so much where you can tell, but slightly sped up to the point where it alters the tone. But let's get into this, y'all.
Characteristics. Which one weighs more? It's the environment. That's why you often give advice for individuals to surround themselves with good people. Higher quality people, higher quality information that gets pointed to you. So if people are a product of their environment, why are you going to give advice to individuals that say that increases the whore pull count and you're going to create an even worse environment over the long run?
Shout out to Brother Jumpy with the $5 super chat. Brother Jumpy says, how you a real nigga with a raccoon fur hairpiece? Make it make sense. Why he keep saying ABBA? Wait, why he keeps saying ABBA? When Preach said he'd fold him both. Ankle grabbers. It's facts. He keeps trying to bring up ABBA because he's trying to duck the fade from Preach. Now, this voice doesn't really sound like ABBA. I'm going to keep it a stack, but let's get into this, y'all.
Right.
All right. Is that good?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So, number one, you asked the 50 body count, etc. It's very simple, bro. I don't like
going to the gym and
That's funny. Now y'all say he sounds like ABBA. You heard him enough now, huh? Now it sounds like ABBA. Shout out to Brother Jumbie with the $5 super chat once again.
I'm getting rich.
Wait, what was that? That didn't work properly.
lifting weights, but I understand that it is a necessary evil to achieve the body that I want. So if I want to go ahead and be in a position where I'm a dominant male that understands female nature and knows what turns women on, what turns them off, and understanding how to stay attractive over a long period of time, I need to do the dance and level up by dealing with women that might not necessarily be the most desirable from a relationship perspective. It's basically like World of Warcraft, you know, killing the runts to get your level up so that you can go ahead and fight the final boss, which is what? A long-term relationship and or marriage, because the game really begins when you're in a long-term relationship dealing with a chick, and, you know, whether it's cohabitating, whatever, which I tell y'all not to cohabitate, but if you want to do that, you're going to have the prerequisite skill set to do that, and to do that, you need to be able to have girls understand what ticks, what makes them tick, what makes them not tick, and go from there. So that experience is required in 2023, especially when women are more sexually experienced than men are, right? That's number one, right?
But they're more experienced because people are engaging in sex culture. If you reduce the sex culture, then the probability that someone will be whorish lowers over time.
Okay, let me ask you a question. You said it's because of the sex culture.
Yeah, go for it.
Do you think we're going to regress back to times where women were in the kitchen and women were naturally not hoes and they were more submissive and they were ladies?
So here, I think it can happen, and you're going to respond to me and say
hold on.
Oh, it's going to be.
Is it going to happen? Okay. Is our feminists and the feminism wave, is it going to regress and go back to women being traditional? Yes or no?
Why do you put out a message? Are you the #1 men's podcaster? Are you an innovator? Do you change people's lives?
Keyword.
Do you save
men's
people's lives?
podcast.
Do you have an influence?
Look. Listen, dude. You got to get out of your feelings real quick and stay objective here.
No, you
need to stay objective here, okay? Because you're making emotional arguments.
There's better women than. No, it's not emotional, bro.
Yeah, you are making emotional arguments right now. This is the #1 men's podcast.
Y'all hear ABBA now, right? I'm telling y'all. See, Taylor Made said it sounds like a white man a little bit, but y'all hear the things that ABBA says. Hold on, man. You said that that's not ABBA, but y'all could see why people got it confused. Y'all could see why. No? All right, I'm reaching, man.
You need to stay objective here, okay? Because you're making emotional arguments.
There's better women than. No, it's not emotional, bro.
Yeah, you are making emotional arguments right now. This is the #1 men's podcast, correct? Which means I talk to the men. I don't talk to the women. Let me give you a newsflash, my friend. Feminism isn't going to go anywhere, and it's going to get worse before it gets better. Women did not fight the better part of 60 to 70 years to get the autonomy that they have, to have the individualism that they have, and the independency that they have, to give it back to men. It's not happening. We're not going backwards. It's only going to get worse.
That's why women like Pearl are coming up, and other, like, you know, these other women. It is happening. Things ebbs and flows. You go Democrat, Republican, you know, it ebbs and flows.
Yeah, you funny, nigga. God
okay,
damn.
So you seriously think, because here's the thing, bro.
Hey.
Dude, no. Don't worry about Fresh right now.
Yo, this sounds like this is ABBA changing his voice slightly and fucking with them. It sounds like he's trolling them. He's trying to mask his voice. It doesn't sound like he's calling chest out like, yo, this is ABBA, and y'all ain't gonna know it's me type shit. That's what it sounds like, but you know what? Let's get it.
Now, my thing is this. You're saying what should happen in a dream world, okay? Like, yo!
It's not a dream world, bro. So you're just lack the confidence to enact influence over time. That's what it is.
Okay, dude. Do you seriously think that if I continue to do what I'm doing, okay, and I say women need to go back to being traditional.
Yo, he got you. You lack the true confidence to enact the influence that you speak of. You don't really think you can change these men's lives so they're actually leading their households and leading their lives. You don't think that you can actually influence that, because if not, or if you could, then you wouldn't be saying the things that you're saying. You're like, oh, it's not probable. It's not probable. It's possible. It's like, my nigga, if you were influencing men and men are the leaders of the relationships, then why the hell can't you influence a change in your country?
Men need to go back to being masculine and dominant, etc. You honestly think we're going to go ahead and make women go backwards 70 years? It's not happening, dude.
the women don't have to go backwards for y'all to make better relationships or be leading with better men. It doesn't. The women don't have to go back 70 years where they have no rights for that to happen.
It's not happening.
It will happen because all the data is on your side. Women are fucking whores. Their lives are miserable. You know, the data is on your side.
But when, the data's on my side, but when do women wake up and realize that what I said is correct?
It is already happening.
Answer the question. When do women wake up? When do women wake up and realize what I said is true about hypergamy and finding a man when they're young, etc.? They don't realize it until it's too late, dude. Okay?
Bro, it's already happening. There's a bunch of red pill female content creators. You don't see that? Well, you do see that. This is the critique, though. Like, you're not... I don't know why you're resistant on trying to enact this influence. I don't know. Maybe you don't want the responsibility, or you're scared or something.
Do you not understand that the red pill... Do you not understand that a minority of people, okay, actually follow this shit? And here's the thing. The female red pillers, they got guys like you, hook, line, and sinker. Because... they're grifting, dude.
Yeah.
Let's just keep it a million. A lot of them are grifting.
So he just called Pearl and the female red pill content creators grifters. He's right about that. Pearl is clearly a grifter. She don't believe this shit. She's pretty much the modern woman that she speaks against, and we said this all the time, but let's get it.
They understand that guys like you are going to buy into the fantasy that you can actually change.
That's facts, Presidential Mike. These dudes still trying to change women instead of changing themselves. These guys will try to talk like, oh, don't save these hoes. And then the next episode, they'll be talking about saving these hoes and changing these women and putting rules on them. And, oh, they're streetwalkers, they're hoes. You got to save them. You got to change them. It's like, what are we talking about out here?
And make feminism regress. It's not regressing, which is why I do this podcast for the men. I tell men how to deal and adapt with the new normal. You understand? So you might say...
And in their mind, the new normal is every girl out there is a hoe. And you just got to live with it and accept it. You got to become a passport bro. You got to do your own thing. You got to go your own way. All this bullshit. They just teach disparity. It's just there's nothing out there. It's just despair. It's hopeless out there. There's nothing but hoes. There's nothing to wife. Y'all, you know what's funny about this? The way they speak about these things? Because they're talking about men need to have an abundance mentality. But they don't teach an abundance mentality. They teach the exact opposite.
Well, you're continuing the fuckery with, you know, women being hoes, etc. You're continuing the trend.
Bro.
The thing is that
it's hedonism. That's what you want to engage in.
No, I'm teaching men how to deal in the new normal.
Scarcity. Scarcity is the word that I was looking for. Thank you, A-Lady747. I gotta stop these night streams.
That's what I'm teaching them.
Show restraint with the working out.
Did I say disparity? I meant, yeah. Jesus Christ.
No restraint with drugs, no restraint with sexuality. Oh, and then you're creating more whores. And then you say, with the normal, it's never going to change. Okay, so military. People that go and join the military, let's just say they can all be fat fucks. We don't have any standards. You create the standards, you create the incentive structures to raise the quality of the soldier. And you could do the same with society over time as well.
It's not going back, bro, because again, like I said before, women didn't fight for feminism to have it go back where they're going to be in the kitchen and follow male authority. It's not happening, okay? If anything, it's going to get worse because women are more educated now than ever before. They're entering the workforce more. They're starting to make more money than men in a lot of major cities. Dude, it's going to get worse. And as women become more and more successful...
We don't care. Let me tell you, we don't care.
Now, sir, women are not the final boss. That's the problem with y'all losers and you dweebs in the red pill space. Y'all just speak about women 24/7 like they're the final boss, they're the big enemy, they're the big bad that's holding you back in life. All this, oh, women are getting this, women are excelling in this. That should be more helpful to you and your family as you all build a family and move amicably. All this bullshit, like y'all fear women or something. It makes no sense to me. Y'all know which ones have the red flags and which ones to avoid so you can have a good family or you can find a quality woman. But y'all just want to lean into the hoes and try to change the hoes. That's what it comes down to. That's why I look at this podcast and I look at most things in the red pill space. I'm like, y'all are trying to put hard boundaries on hoes and change hoes and tell men to go out there and change these hoes. It's like, let them just do what they want to do and find the girl that's right for you. If they ain't right, it just doesn't make no goddamn sense to me.
They're not.
It's like when sometimes when you're in a relationship for so long and you look at single people just dusting it up, not knowing what the fuck they're doing. Like they're not equipped for any type of relationship shit. Like these guys talk about they talk about surface level fuckery, not things that will get people into a relationship and facilitate a healthy relationship to build a family. It's all surface level dating and fucking whores. OnlyFans thoughts. They're just obsessed with these OnlyFans. It just makes no sense to me.
Going to regress. Their standards are going to go up, and they're going to want an even better guy. So what I'm saying is, for men to have a fighting chance, they need to be sexually experienced and understand how women move and how they operate. Girls aren't going to go back to being in the kitchen. These female content creators that you're talking about don't even follow what the fuck you're talking about. They're out here working and making money and being successful. So they're not even following what they're saying. So what are you talking about, dude?
Also, caller,
that was
your
an
solution,
example.
bro.
I'm not watching them all the time, but yeah.
But you're using them as an example.
Yeah,
they are literally buying into the feminism propaganda that you're against. What are you talking about, dude? So my thing is, I know that it's not going to change. I know that it's not going to change, so I'm preparing men for the new normal.
That's a weak mindset.
It is a weak mindset.
Caller, what is
Caller, real quick. Individual has changed society over and over again all throughout history. What do you mean it's not going to change?
Is your solution for this, bro? Caller, if you're so smart about this, what's your solution for it?
The solution is simply get off the internet, stop complaining, stop crying, and stop checking in on shows like this where they get a panel full of women that they deem hoes or OnlyFans stars, and then they try to change their mind. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Stop tuning into these type of things, these type of bubbles that will catch you in a rabbit hole of taking on other folks' problems. You know what's one of the worst things? One of the worst things that's perpetuated on the internet, and it's not just in the red pill space. It's on the internet in general. You know what? I'm gonna save that for the end of the show when I go on this diatribe. I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna write it down to make sure that I don't forget. We're gonna get into that right after this. We have 8 minutes left in this reaction.
I didn't say I was gonna be the fucking leader. You know, that's why we got Myron here.
Then shut the fuck up.
With no solution.
If you don't like my solution, then shut the fuck up because your solution you don't even have one.
Facts.
Holy
shit. Well, the solution would be my solution would be more individuals talking about advocating for, presenting the data like, hey,
niggas on the
I recognize that you want to go down this route.
Niggas on the album for real.
Look, man, the data's on my side.
You hear that? Even Fresh was like, the niggas sound like ABBA for real.
My solution would be more individuals talking about advocating for, presenting the data like, hey,
niggas on the
I
album,
recognize that you want to go down this route.
Niggas on the album for real.
Look, man, the data's...
And that's where the narrative began. Shout out to A-Lady747 with the $5 super chat.
I'm getting rich.
It sounds like they're saying there are no good women out there, so you may as well go gay. What the hell, pause. If you do not get a woman, she has to be a slave and bow down. Or if you do get a woman, she has to be a slave and bow down. Yeah, these guys don't get it. These guys don't get it. A lot of the talking points you hear from the red pill, it's like make enough money, be high value enough to be able to disrespect your woman chest out with no ramifications or repercussions, and she can't do shit because you got the leverage and you're high value. And pretty women are a dime a dozen. You can just replace her and you can disrespect her because that's what you fight in life for, the right to disrespect your woman. That's what I get from a lot of these talks when I hear them. And I could outline and break down a specific talking point that I've heard, but that's probably not in this one. But let's get through this before I get to my last point that I want to make.
But the problem is this: women don't give a fuck about the data, number one. We've proven that by interviewing almost 3,000 girls on this show from different walks of life. They don't give a fuck about the data. They don't give a fuck about average guys. They don't give a fuck about getting married young. All they care about is having a hot girl summer, living life, going to school, getting educated, sowing their oats, as they would say, and then they don't wake up until they're 35 years old. Okay?
Yeah, too late.
The very same female content creators that you're trying to allege are changing things are buying into the same fucking mindset that I'm talking to you about right now.
You had one example. You had success in doing the things that I'm mentioning, on one podcast, it was a while ago, you were in a good mood and you didn't yell at any of the women, and you were very respectful, and they got the information significantly better than in normal podcasts.
Bro.
Women are bitches, and they can't take the aggressive aspects, but it's probably not going to be you because you specialize in the more aggressive aspect. But if you have an individual that's maybe more balanced, they could receive that information and digest it better.
So y'all said that's ABBA. Q Reese said that's ABBA. What do y'all think? Now it does not sound like ABBA. Yo, y'all go real back and forth. Yo, this is funny as hell. I'm gonna make a poll.
Bro, you don't think that you could shift the culture a bit?
You sound
You
like
don't
ABBA,
think
bro.
actually, let me ask you this: do you think the culture can be shifted?
No.
Where it's an actual large percentage of the people, no, dude. Like I don't know if you live on planet Earth, but most guys are blue pilled. Most women are blue pilled. Most people don't understand this stuff. They watch this content and they're like, I don't agree with that. There's very few people that watch this content and actually live the lifestyle. Most people will look at this stuff and be like, oh, I'm here to watch this stuff and criticize it, or these guys are crazy, whatever. They look at us as radical.
Yeah, we're probably 5% or less. Probably way less than 5%.
Most people can't handle this stuff. And then what you're talking about, oh, well, just give it to the girls nicer. Bro, most girls don't like hearing the truth. They want me to lie and sit there and say, oh, your sexual market value is not perishable. You can find a guy when you're 35 years old. You still deserve Prince Charming, etc. It doesn't align with how what I say doesn't align with their belief system a lot of the times. So I'm not here for women. I'm here for the men.
That's true. But, you always say that it can't be.
What I say doesn't align with their belief system a lot of the times. So I'm not here for women. I'm here for the men.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is game.
All right, so yeah, you heard him. You heard him. He's not here for the women. He's here for the men.
Wallahi al-Azim, you are gay. Don't say this to me. Wallahi, you are gay.
All right, so we got 22 votes in so far for the poll. We got 23 in here. Let's see what we got, the results. We got 22% say no. Or no, my bad. 22% said yes. 65% say no. Oh, we're switching that now. Now it's 25% say yes. 62% say no. 64. Okay, the numbers are changing. You get it. It's 20, pretty much 20 some odd percent for yes. 60 some odd percent for no. And 12% telling me to
stay off the weed.
That's true. But, you always say that it can't be changed, but it can be changed. And one example would be you use the word trainable versus coachable.
Is it going to change, though? Is it going to change?
What's up?
Is it going to change?
It is. It can't.
Just because it's possible doesn't mean it's probable.
That's true. I don't think it's probable. I think it's possible, though.
Nigga, if you're by your own admission, it's not probable, then let's go ahead and deal with something that has a higher probability. Okay. What's a better probability? A better probability. Yo, shut the fuck up. I'm talking. Shut up. I'm talking. You clearly don't have a solution. You don't have a solution. Shut the fuck up. I'm talking. Okay? You by your own admission. You admit. By your own admission. By your own admission. You admit, yo, it's not probable, but it's possible. So you know what? I don't operate on possibilities. I operate on probabilities. My thing is, I'm going to give the power to the men. I'm going to tell them this is how the dating marketplace works. This is why you shouldn't get married. This is why you need to deal with women like this. This is why you need to get your notch count at a certain level. Then you're in the fucking driver's seat as a man because the probability is on your side and you choose what the fuck you want to do. Facts. I'm giving the choice to the men, not to the women. What you're trying to say is, oh, no, let's just let the women go back to being in the kitchen acting. They're not doing it. I
didn't say that.
They're not doing it. They're not going to go back to being tradcon women. It's not happening, bro. Okay? I don't give a fuck how much you watch Candace Owens and Pearl and all these other women. Yo, at the end of the day,
Yo, what is with this tradcon shit? Why do they always say tradcon in these little corny ass... like, what is this shit? Traditional conservative women? Is that what you're referring to? Is what tradcon is? What is with these corny dweeb terms that they always use in the red pill space? I'm supposed to keep up with all this shit?
Buy into the same feminism that you're criticizing because they're strong, independent women that make their own money and they go ahead and sell y'all niggas a fairy tale. Ta-da! A lot of them are fucking grifters if we're going to be honest. Is every single one of them a grifter? No. But a lot of the times they are. Yeah. So this is the reality. The men need to deal with the new normal and deal with probabilities. I'm giving them the power and understanding this is a sexual marketplace. This is how women are. You assess what the fuck is going on with the knowledge.
Now, let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all something, man. Let me tell y'all something. If you're one of these guys that subscribe to Fresh and Fit and you need Fresh and Fit to tell you that you have the power in the marketplace, you control X, Y, and Z, you whatever the fuck bullshit these niggas be saying. You're already dusting it up. You're too far gone. You're taking L's and you're subscribing to fuckery. You're being led by another man and you're thinking you're going to lead a relationship. My nigga, you're already done. Buy a dog. You know the rest. Buy a goddamn dog. Get it some siblings or something too.
You want to get married? Cool. Go on.
Not siblings. Some companions, I should say.
With your eyes wide open. You want to have a serious girlfriend? Cool. Go on with your eyes wide open. You want to just casually have sex with a bunch of girls? Cool. Do what the fuck you want to do. But I want the men to have the skill set to make the choice, so they're not getting dragged down the aisle to a marriage that they never wanted in the first place, and they get divorced rate. Motherfuckers like you are the problem, because you're trying to sit there and say, well, men need to take the responsibility for women's problems. No, the fuck they don't. No, they don't.
Did he say that? Did he say that? Did he say men need to take responsibility for women's problems? I missed that part.
Can I make one point real quick?
No, man, fuck
and
you.
I appreciate your time.
No, man, get the fuck out of here,
Okay.
bro, because niggas like you are the problem.
Yeah.
You don't have a solution. You're telling people to be degenerates, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm telling them that you need to engage in degenerative behavior to identify other degenerates. You fucking... I'm not going to sit here and tell guys to take the high...
All right, so the police officer, the ex-Fed, is telling folks that they need to, what do they need to do? Let me get this verbatim.
You're telling people to be degenerates, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm telling them that you need to engage in degenerative behavior to identify other degenerates. You fucking... I'm not going to sit here...
All right, so the ex-Fed is telling you that you have to engage in degenerative behavior to identify other degenerative behavior. Like, you have to engage in it to be able to identify it? Hey, yo, bunch of short bus kids in the audience, huh?
And tell guys to take the high road and save these hoes. Fuck that shit, because that's how men's lives get fucking ruined. Listening to TradCon losers like you.
Facts.
The fuck out of here, man. I'm giving guys the tools for the new fucking normal. You don't even got a solution. You over here calling, telling me, oh, I don't like your solution. What's your solution? You don't have one.
Nada.
The fuck out of here, man.
Next caller.
God damn, these soft ass niggas coming in here, man.
No solution at
Talking
all.
about this shit. No solution. Putting the burden on the guys. No, save these hoes. No. That's why guys are fucking dying. Listen to your dumbass say,
You can't make this shit up. You can't say that they're telling you people to save these hoes and that's all y'all are ever doing. Y'all are all trying to put boundaries and restrictions on hoes to make them housewives. Y'all are doing that. What are we talking about out here? You trying to put that on other people?
I've seen him do it.
Y'all been doing that. Y'all tried to make Neon either super commit to his OnlyFans thought or dump her on the spot instead of having his little fun with the girl. Like, why didn't you let the man lose his virginity before she cheated on him by putting all that pressure on him? What's wrong with y'all? Like, what's these goddamn losers, man? I'm tired of these niggas. These niggas talking about, oh, you're not gonna get a girl to be in the kitchen and force her in the kitchen. My nigga, submission comes willingly. Y'all want to get all this leverage and, oh, I'm going to be a high-value man and I'm going to have all these other options and dangle them in front of her, so she's going to have to be forced to be in the kitchen and cook and do all this X, Y, and Z. My nigga, y'all got the game all fucked up and you're leading these niggas astray. You're trying to wife the wrong women. You're putting the interest in the wrong women and propagating these women like they're all the women out there. You're just selling the scarcity mindset. Oh, there's only women out here. I'm teaching men how to adapt to these hoes. It's like, my nigga, what are you talking about? Do you leave your condo ever? TaylorMade says men and women both cook. Listen, TaylorMade. There was meals made throughout the day in my house, and I ain't cook one of them. I didn't cook shit. I did not ask my girl to cook shit, but she did. Yesterday I helped a little bit, just a little bit. But come on, man. If you're a woman, find a woman that has these interests that align. Don't be crying out in these streets that your woman don't cook for you because you don't like to cook. Why did you wife a woman that don't like to cook?
crying to me, and I'm not having that.
Whoa, A-Lady 747. Whoa, 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 whoa. What the hell was that? 50-50.
What the hell was that?
Whoa. I said I helped with cooking. I didn't say I lost my nuts. What are we doing out here? Holy.
Oh, I'm gonna make the girls go ahead and become good again. We don't need to engage in degeneracy, blah blah blah. They go ahead, they believe that fucking lie. They fall for the girl that's a fucking snake. They fall for the girl that's selling the purity. They get married to that bitch. Next thing you know, does the fucking 180. Bitch turns, takes a max swap.
Yeah.
It's over.
Actually, that's what we got here in this same scenario, because we believe the lie, saying we should save all women, and then we end up in this scenario where...
Wait, Fresh, didn't you take that advice and get married to a girl that was a single mom?
I did.
You went ahead and you followed God, and you thought she was going to be traditional.
I did.
You went ahead and you were going to get engaged in the degeneracy.
I did,
Where
my
the
friend.
fuck did that lead you?
Nowhere.
Holy fuck, man.
That's why it's funny, man.
It
sounds good on paper.
Wait, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? You wiped a single mom and thought she was going to be traditional and you were mad at the outcome? Well, what type of single mom? What? I'm so confused. She wasn't the nun you were looking for. She was not the virgin you were looking for. Why did you... You know what's funny? Miranda came out and exposed whatever... Well, actually, it wasn't Miranda that outed the situation. Nonetheless, there's been a whole bunch of girls trying to out these guys in their situation. There's been the girl that tried to say Myron was basically using his podcast to get sex from women and all this bullshit. All sorts of women come out to try to cook folks. But how come Fresh's exes never came out and said anything? The ex that he married, the single mother, we haven't heard a peep from her. She was not a clout chaser at all, in the slightest. She said nothing. We've not heard a peep from her. I'm not saying that she should come out and start dragging his name just to do it, but we have not heard a peep from her. Now, we have a few minutes left before I get into my long speech.
Actually, look at the path that you take when you do that. It's L, bro.
These tradcons don't have a actual solution for the problem at hand.
Yeah.
This is the thing. We have solutions. We have many solutions. Y'all just don't want to hear them. Y'all don't want to listen. Y'all don't want to take accountability for your life. Y'all want to teach these men that it's not their fault at all corners and it's the women's fault and they're all hoes and they're all X, Y, and Z. Y'all want to teach men that. Y'all don't want the real solutions. Y'all hear the real solutions and y'all be like, oh, that's not realistic. That's not life. That's not possible. Y'all just want to be in denial. So I don't want to hear y'all.
It's not 1953 anymore. Get the fuck out of here. You guys are literally telling guys, be the bigger man. Be a real man. Do what's right.
Step up.
Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit. I'm teaching the guys to be for them where they decide what the fuck they want to do. You want to be a tradcon? You want to go ahead and date multiple girls? You want to be a playboy? Whatever. I'm going to arm you with the tools to do what the fuck you want to do. I'm going to give you the fucking...
Now, I believe in freedom. I believe people can do whatever the hell they want to do. But this whole, if you want to be a player, you want to have multiple girls, I'm going to arm you with the tools. If you don't got it, you don't got it. This whole I'm going to arm you with the tools, that's where the finesse comes in. That's where the buy my course comes in. That's where a man on the internet's going to teach you how to improve your life and have multiple girls when you're not that guy. You're not that guy. You don't know how to pull them. You don't know how to handle them. You don't know how to deal with them long term. You're not him. So you're going to come to these frauds and you're going to learn, what are we doing out here?
Weapons and the tools, and you choose how you want to move with it.
And also, let's say you make a mistake, you can recover, just change your mindset and move forward. Because we're not perfect either. So.
Nigga use fucking Pearl as an example. Get the fuck out of here.
Bruh.
Like, no offense to Pearl, but bro, she's an entrepreneur.
See, I agree with this point. Pearl is the modern woman that they speak against, so she's completely grifting.
Literally the embodiment of what feminism wants. A successful female. She's strong and independent, making her own money, whatever. I get it. She's telling people, yo, be traditionally conservative, blah, blah, blah.
Bro, but if Pearl had OnlyFans, he would pay for it. Deadass.
Do you know that Myron was put on the spot by Sneeko to try to pretty much riz one of the girls on, what was it, Discord? And the girl ended up being Yasmin. If y'all don't know who Yasmin is, well, she was a YouTuber. I don't know if she's still a YouTuber, but she's also an OnlyFans girl. He was shook in his boots and did not know how to speak to an OnlyFans girl. And that's what his panels generally consist of. So I don't even know why he was so nervous. But when it was outside of his normal setting and he was actually trying to talk to her, this nigga was fumbling all over his words. He was asking questions like it was an interview. I'm like, my nigga, what is this?
That's bro. He'll pay for it.
This nigga,
Anyhow,
man.
let's call her, man, because we got short to run.
You open eyes and fresh. You that nigga, my guy. Don't listen to these haters, boy, and keep doing what you guys are doing.
Wait, are you white?
Yeah, I'm white, bro.
All right.
That nigga. Let's go, baby.
I like you, man. You're funny, bro.
You hear that?
All right.
You hear that? This Carlton Banks ass nigga.
Get him out of here! He's got no place in here! Get rid of him! Okay?
That's not what played the first time. Yeah, but this Carlton Banks ass nigga, oh, I like you. So some white guy calls into your show, calls you a nigga. Oh, you that nigga. I like you. Yeah, Carlton Banks ass nigga right here. What are we doing out here?
Yeah, I'm white, bro.
All right.
It's fresh. You that nigga, my guy. Don't listen to these haters, boy, and keep doing what you guys are doing.
Wait, are you white?
Yeah, I'm white, bro.
All right.
That nigga. Let's go, baby.
I like you, man. You're funny, bro.
All right.
I figured, but it's fine.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh, this
All right,
this
who's
guy,
that?
man. Jackson in, because we got short up with some girls right now,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, whatever, right? Yeah, y'all are a bunch of coons, man. Y'all are a bunch of coons. This is what I'm talking about. Now, let me tell y'all something. This is something that the internet is guilty of. Fuck, I'm even guilty of at some points, I believe, at some points when I kind of reiterated this and I talked about women being ultra instinct Goku when it comes to accountability at times. Listen, we're all guilty of propagating this fuckery, and we're going to speak about this because I circled this and I wrote this down because women and accountability. I heard O'Shea Duke Jackson cover this in another story while he brought up a clip that I reacted to and I said it was more nuanced when it comes to women being accountable. Because this whole thing about women being unaccountable has been heavily propagated on the internet. I bought into it because some of it is true, but a lot of it is cap. And what I mean, how it's so harmful to folks that are in relationships or in the dating sphere to actually internalize that women are unaccountable and think that they're unaccountable at every corner, because what it ends up doing is like these losers in the red pill space, like they always like to push up and prop up the thoughts and the dustiest women and act like these are a representation of the larger population. They like to also prop up the toxic women, and they want men to learn how to deal with have skills to basically deal with these toxic women, the women that will gaslight you to shit and be unaccountable. So they act like this is all the women. The image of women that they push is not at all close to an accurate representation of what women are out there. So they basically use the bottom of the bottom, the worst girls, the women that they surround themselves by all the time, or surround themselves with all the time, and say, yep, this is majority. But really and truly, it's a small population. It's a small, loud minority that is representing the larger population because people subscribe to fuckery on the internet and they don't leave their goddamn house. So women definitely get an easier life than men, I would say, where women get passes for things where men don't quite get passes for things. And men look out for women more than men look out for men. Men look at other men and we just look at them and we're like, yeah,
Crying to me and I'm not having
help
that.
yourself, nigga. But we're looking out for women more. We just got to be honest. We do definitely help women more. We give women more of a pass. There is definitely simps that do that shit, but there's just people that are just being good citizens. And it's the help is not afforded to men the same way generally when it comes to anything. Basic services, anything in life. Men kind of have that do-it-yourself, you're a man type shit when we deal with that. So women have those advantages. So when people say women are unaccountable, it's like women kind of get away with more shit. When it comes to women, even beating up other women, putting hands on them, they're not getting the same jail times. They're not getting the same sentences. There's certain things that life doesn't hold women accountable to the same extent as men. So there is that, and we're not going to be delusional. But when it comes to women being accountable for their actions, apologizing to men, treating their men with respect, they're acting like that doesn't exist at all. Like women are just going to be ultra instinct Goku and avoid accountability, and it's always going to be on you. And I'm like, that is signing up men for toxic women that are going to be gaslighters, and they're leading so many men astray. And I see that on so many channels. So many of these relationship channels, I'm like, how does that point past folks? I'm like, folks that are either single, don't know enough women, or are in a relationship with a toxic bitch, they'll subscribe to that. They'll be like, this is absolutely true. They can't hold their woman accountable for shit. They're getting ran over and disrespected. So they subscribe to the ideology, or they just don't have enough experience with women. And Myron talks about having enough experience with women and knowing enough experience, or knowing enough women. He takes it the wrong way. The whole 50 body count shit, he's trying to say, oh, that's just lazy. That's me just putting it in a way, but really and truly, you got to read between the lines. I'm just saying, get more experience with women. Why wouldn't you deliver the message as you should be more experienced with women? Not the whole 50 body counts, run through horrors, do what was the term? What was the phrase he said? Do degenerative things to understand degenerates, instead of just simply understanding degenerates and why the actions are deplorable actions. I don't understand why he said all that shit, but this is not a pep talk. I'm just saying that this is them niggas misrepresenting women. And I think if men subscribe to this ideology, it's way more harmful to them, because they'll be sitting around dealing with the wrong women. I have women be accountable for this. Is what I'm saying. Men in the red pill space and in the dating scene want women to be accountable for things that men need to be accountable for. They want women to be accountable for the outcomes of the relationship instead of chalking it up to being just life. Sometimes things don't work out. They want women to be accountable for their own shortcomings. They want women to be accountable for the kids that are made by saying, oh, you have ultimate choice. You can abort it. I can't. You shouldn't have opened your legs to me if you didn't want to have the kid, instead of saying that you created it too, you nutted in them. They want women to have more accountability or accountability in areas that aren't theirs to be accountable for. So of course, any human being is going to resist accountability in something that's not really theirs to be accountable for. I'm just saying, people are getting led astray by this whole accountability shit. They're getting gaslit into oblivion, and they're staying around the wrong women because they think that women are just unaccountable on a whole. But when you deal with enough women, you realize that some women are accountable for their shit. They're apologetic when they do you wrong. They're not going to gaslight you to smithereens. They can move on from certain things. And they have to understand that submission is something that is willing. This whole forced submission, this is not MMA. This is not MMA, my nigga. This is not jujitsu. You're not forcing folks into submission. Women, it's willing full submission. All the shit that they're talking in the red pill space, they tripping out here. They really be tripping out here. Do all these things to hold a bitch in a headlock, get her in submission. It's like, what are we doing out here? But shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody that hit that like button. If you haven't hit that like button yet, hit it now. I know most of the folks. Let me see the poll now. The poll has 26% thinking that the caller was ABBA, 53% saying no, and 21% saying
Stay off
the weed.
Nonetheless, now 28%. See, there's enough people that thought it may have been ABBA, and this was somewhat the cadence may have been altered with the pitch being sped up a little bit. So that may have altered the tone, and it sounded like it sounded like he was calling in and trolling. So he wasn't using his authentic voice. He was trying to change his voice. If that was ABBA, that's why in the title I put the air quotes around ABBA. Because ABBA calls in, and you heard Fresh say multiple times, oh, this sounds like ABBA. But we don't know. We don't know. But one thing we do know for sure is that Myron called Just Pearly Things a grifter. He said most of the women in the red pill space are grifters. And somebody used Pearl as an example. He said that's a bad example for allies and women changing in the red pill space because she is a modern woman. So we heard frauds calling out grifters. We see scammers calling out scammers nowadays. This is just a bunch of filthy work out here. Then you see clout chasers calling out folks, and it's not even legitimate claims. They're just chasing clout. So there's also those. Yeah, we're going to wrap up the show. Shout out to everybody in the chat once again. Make sure y'all join the Discord if you haven't already. The link is in the description. We out. Yeah. Oh, Lee, good point. I'm supposed to wrap up the show, but I just seen that in the chat by Lee. Within the manosphere, the content creators deliberately change stories to make women look bad. There's a whole bunch of that. Yo, honestly, the media needs to stop. The media it's entirely too disingenuous because I see it on both sides. I see it on both sides, and the men think just because women have their platforms like the Shade Room or Neighborhood Talk or whatever platforms that are completely slanted towards women to make the women always look like the heroes, the men are doing the same thing in their shit and they're disparaging women. These platforms need to do better. But at the end of the day, that's how I win. That's how I win.